Happy Sunday. It is January 16th, which, by the way, is my husband's birthday. Happy birthday to Joe. I find myself in Puerto Penasco, Mexico. Some of you are like, Kim, oh my gosh, you were just in Europe a minute ago, and then you were in LA a minute ago. And I know. I've just resolved that this is probably my life for a while. But look at this. Look what I'm looking at. I've been here before, but usually not on this quiet part of the beach. This is at the top of the Silla Cortez, about an hour south of the Arizona border. So Arizona people call it their beach. And they come here a lot. There's a lot of Arizonans here. But the tide waters here are just incredible. And the shells. I've pointed to this before when I was here in May. We camped here in May for like a month, but down at a much busier. Look at these shells. It's crazy fun. Anyway, I don't know if you turned around with me or not, but I just want to talk about some of I've been trying to get back in the groove of my program, which is actually a pilot program well, I'm calling it a pilot program with the company Octavia, who I have had almost like 14 and a half years. I have a very large team and very fun transformations happening. One of the things I noticed that when I reemerged back into actually the trenches of actually talking and coaching people and recentering on my health goals as well, is how many people use it for a diet and the dangers of diets and the damage that diets do. So anyway, in my iteration, my version of Optavia 2.0 basically is just coming back with this message that let's just love ourselves. Let's just go find that true self, that love that we are created from, and a peace of God, and that this inner spirit alignment, which is what I've been doing since my book too, but I didn't do it necessarily in the auspices directly of my Optavia world. And so since I've come back, I've really tried to create an environment where we aren't focused on weight loss. We aren't focused on the scale and rigid eating plans, and not to say that if that's what you're doing, it's bad. It's just not what inspires me. And I see more value in discovering what's eating me more than maybe what I'm eating. So those of you who've maybe been with me on my Optavia journeys as either a fellow coach or a client or both, yeah, I don't know, you may want to come check this out and see what it's very different. It has a different feeling to it. It really brings in the spiritual component. And for me, the mental, emotional component is really what's most important. And I think the Optavia fuelings is what they're called. They fuel our body. They're great protein carb balance. They've got great vitamins and probiotics, and they're low calorie and they're high density nutrition. And I mean, I just want to use them as healthy snacks because that really is what I do. And I don't want them to be considered diet food. And that's what I find people think of. I've had people over the years say, well, Kim, I'm not going to order because I'm not on that program. Well, that means you're not on a diet. Let's just be honest. So I'm rebranding like my version of what I want this program to be and encompassing from the spiritual hub. I just had a great almost 3-hour steering call today about what our message really is, getting clear on it. And from a spiritual hub, all the spokes that go, physical, financial, relational, mental, hang on, there's another one. Anyway, all of these areas of our life that it's almost like seek ye first, and then all these things are going to be added or impacted. And that's really what I'm just going to be unabashedly owning that. Like people go, oh, Kim, that you can't really talk about spirituality in this program. Then people are going to think it's church or religion. And I'm risking that. That's true. But when you really think about who we really are at our essence, the worthiness, the love. That's all I've cared about since the inspiration to write my book and the work I've done to help people align and rewire to that love. That's really all I'm on the planet for. That's really I've gotten so clear about that. So when I've come back, it's like, what if that was really our offering and we provided a vehicle and structure? So every day we have a 15-minute, let's call it, church, a 15-minute win call. Win is Wellness Integration Now. And we really just talk about a healthy habit. We talk about one of those five spokes, but as it relates to who I am spiritually. And then, oh yeah, by the way, here's some healthy grab and go food that you're going to eat anyway. Instead of going through Starbucks or Taco Bell or gas stations, and then just here's some menus to balance your blood sugar. Here's some recipes. And really just use it as a sustainable, drink your water, get some sleep, focusing on these different facets of our whole person, not just our physical weight. Because you and I both know, come on, how many of you have lost weight and gained it back, lost weight and gained it back? And every time I ask people, I'm like, have you lost weight and gained it back before? Yeah. Well, so go back to the last time. So I'm going to ask you if you're watching. Go back to the last time you lost weight, right? And you were feeling really good about it. Did you think, at that point, did you think you were going to keep it off? You know how many people tell me, yes, they really did think it was going to stay off that time. This time's going to be different. This time's not going to be like all those other times. Because you know what? They told me this isn't a diet. I'm going to turn around. They told me this isn't a diet. They told me this is different than a diet. Well, maybe, but diets are as diets do. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck, right? So when you look at rigid eating programs and you look at deprivation eating and I can't have that and oh no, and you're scale addicted and you freak out if you go up a couple pounds and oh no, and I cheated and I was bad and oh my gosh, listen to the languaging. And that's your clue that what you're doing, 95% of the people that lose weight like that gain it back plus some. And I've seen it happen over the years so many times. And I can't be complicit in that anymore. So, like, I know too much. I know better. I have to do better because I know better. So, I'm really posturing this as a well-being for the entire person, not just physical weight. Physical weight. I've had people come down and tell me, Kim, you know what? Just shifting to joy, shifting to gratitude. And we do exercises every day on the win call. We don't just talk about it, we actually do it. And the doing is what does it. It's not the knowing. We all know enough to be perfect, right? You already know. You already know everything there is to really anything that matters to you to be perfect. So it's not a matter of teaching you any, buying another book, going to another seminar. No, it's a matter of experiencing and feeling and shifting and learning tools for emotional navigation. Because again, most of the people, and especially right now in the world, most people are stress eaters. It's an emotionals. It's an emotional eater. I ask people that. So what if we could just work on focusing on love for ourselves, learning tools to help shift to observing where the triggers are, but then knowing what to do when you feel the trigger and being a part of a really inspiring community. Some days we have over 100 people on our win call in the mornings. And then the win call in the mornings was so popular, the evening people went, the West Coast or the East Coast and Central Coast people were going, hey, what about us? It's too late in the day. It's 7 a.m. Pacific. So that's too late. So we added an evening call. And so we just do them because we see that it's moving the dial for people. Oh yeah, and if you want to buy some healthy grab and go blood sugar balancing snacks, feel free to do that. But we want to shift to actually looking for love. I said the title is Looking for Love in All the Right Places because we try to get outward confirmation by losing weight, making money, being successful, proving to the world our value, and we can never do it that way. And when you actually see this in the scope of who we really are at the spiritual level, all these things are added. All these things are impacted. So I invite you, if you want to participate, it's free. It's free. You guys, it's free every day. No strings attached. You get to actually just participate, lurk. You don't have to listen. You don't have to talk. and feel what the difference is. It's making a big difference for people, and I'm so inspired by that. So anyway, just as I was out walking the beach, feeling inspiration and gratitude of the calls I've had today, reflecting these, this one lady said, when you called me last June, Kim, I was broken. I was just completely broken. And these wind calls, that's all she said. I don't talk to her. It's like I'm not talking to her weekly. She just gets on every day and she feels good about herself and she's finding love. And she goes, my life is completely changed. I have joy. I love my body. I don't eat crap because I love my body. I feel like I want to go walk because why wouldn't I? I can walk and I'm so grateful. So she does it because she wants to. It's not a rigid, okay, hold me accountable, blah, blah, blah. Like that doesn't work for most people. Maybe for some it does. So anyway, you're invited. I love you guys. Thanks for being my friends, and keep finding that love for yourself, inside yourself, that divine peace of God that's already in you, that you're created from. I love you.